Hello, welcome back, Recapped Mystery here. Today, I'm going to explain a Japanese psychological short thriller film called Chess. Watch out and take care. At the special chess exhibition, world chess champion Akira Kato is playing chess against a machine called the Super Blue in the first scene. While Akira's brain can only calculate 3 moves per second, Super Blue can calculate up to 200 million. Akira's odds of victory appear slim, but if he loses, he will be the first player in history to lose to a computer. He is clearly laboring as the tough game proceeds. Finally, he surrenders his king, admitting defeat. The room becomes silent, and no one believes that the world's most gifted chess player, who has never lost a single match, has just been defeated by a computer. Akira sits with his head bowed, unable to comprehend what has just occurred. As the audience laughs and reporters take pictures of a humiliated former grand world champion, the host mocks him. In rage, Akira slams the chessboard, shattering it in half. The incident occurred 3 years ago. Akira quit playing chess after the last match, and no one has seen him since. The following scene depicts a large number of homeless persons sitting on the side of the road on a cold morning. Akira, for example, has wasted all of his money on drinking and gambling and is now living on the streets. A flashy automobile approaches them, and 2 men in black suits come out. They pick up Akira by force and drive him away. He is led to a mansion and greeted by a wealthy old guy. The man confesses that he recognizes Akira, which is remarkable given that he has changed his name and identity altogether. When Akira asks who he is, the man answers it doesn't matter. He only wishes to play chess with Akira. He reveals a chessboard on the table, almost making Akira puke. He gathers himself and makes an excuse, but the fact is that chess makes him sick at this stage in his life. He moves his gaze away from the chessboard, unable to look at it. The old man claims to have lost a lot of money on Akira's last match. Because Akira doesn't have a single penny, the man wants him to play a game to make up for his loss. Akira is unsure of the man's true intentions, but he knows he does not want to do business with him. To get out of the situation, he tells the man flatly that he no longer plays chess and does not want to be a millionaire's plaything. The man picks up Akira's king and declares that he has lost without even playing. This reminds Akira of his previous defeat, which enrages him. He interrupts the man and requests that he move his pawn instead. The old man makes his move, satisfied that he has finally persuaded Akira. Akira, on the other hand, refuses to approach the chessboard or touch the pieces. He urges the man to move all of his pieces without even looking, sure that he will win the game nonetheless. We discover the old man using an earphone and conversing with someone while playing. Akira approaches to the window and notices a gathering of men downstairs, dressed in white and black and facing one another. The pattern they are standing in is identical to the pattern on the chessboard right now. The man who was in the pawn's place is stabbed and killed when the old man kills one of his pawns in the game. Akira is stunned by what he has just witnessed. He inquires of the man whether this is a joke. The man claims that the pawns are merely soldiers and that he should not be saddened by one's death. Akira rushes downstairs to investigate the death and discovers him on the ground, while the other players remain seated. He pulls the knife from the man's body and discovers that he is still alive, even though he is on the point of death. The man smiles and asks Akira what his next step should be. The players around him leave when the man takes his last breath, leaving Akira with a knife and a dead body in the middle of the street. When a woman sees him in this position, she suspects he killed the individual. Akira panics and flees, claiming that it wasn't him. In the following scene, he is at the office of his previous doctor, Seiichi Tomoda. After all these years, the doctor is astonished to see him. He and Akira's wife, Kumi Kato, had been searching for Akira for 3 years. A flashback from 3 years ago reveals that Akira had lost his desire to live after losing the game with Super Blue. He used to have nightmares about chess pieces attempting to kill him. His condition deteriorated as his nightmares evolved into hallucinations. He'd always compared his life to a game of chess, with his wife as the queen. So, after losing the match, he abandoned his queen, believing he no longer deserved her. Akira tells the doctor about the earlier incident and suggests that he see a psychiatrist. The doctor believes he dreamed about the man being slain, but Akira says what he witnessed was true. Because his mind is still frail, The doctor advises him to go home and relax. After then, a printer in the doctor's cabin prints a paper on its own. "What is your next move?" asks the paper. Akira notices that the chess game he initiated that morning is still going on. He yells that he wants his pawn to be moved to the e3 position. The doctor then opens a book to find its pages transformed into a chessboard. The printer prints another piece of paper stating that the old man's queen would kill Akira's knight in the following move. Dr. Tomoda happens to be the knight. He vomits blood and dies instantly. Akira is taken aback when he finds a picture of the doctor riding a horse on the wall, implying that the doctor was his knight. The cup he was sipping from earlier also had a checkerboard design, so Akira guesses the coffee was tainted. A nurse observes them through the door but does nothing to help the doctor. She enters only after he is dead and asks Akira what his next move is. Akira flees outdoors, shaking in horror, when he comes across a small child carrying a drawing of the present chessboard layout. When he asks Akira the same question, it is evident that he is also playing the game. Akira responds that he would want to move the king to the e2 position. The child informs him that the monarch will die, prompting Akira to flee in the opposite way. He has visions of people who have died as a result of the game and begins hallucinating chess pieces attempting to murder him. As he flees, he comes across a parking lot with cars arranged in the shape of a chessboard. Unaware of this, he climbs into the automobile that is meant to be the bishop's and attempts to start it. The automobile, like a bishop in chess, can only move diagonally. He abandons that car and boards the one denoting the rook. Because it is the opponent's time to play, the automobile does not start. His rook is killed when a rook from the other side crashes into his automobile. That was followed by Akira returns to his former residence only to discover that it is for sale. In reality, the rook, also known as the castle, was his home. Now that Akira has mastered real-world chess, he realizes that the queen is his wife Kumi, and her life is also in danger. He returns to the old man's house, declaring he wants to stop playing the game and begging for his wife. However, the old man requests that Akira admit his defeat and depose his monarch in order to conclude the game. This reminds Akira of the time he was humiliated after losing to the Super Blue. He perseveres in playing the game and requests that the old guy move his king ahead. The game lasts a long time, and most of their pieces are gone. Finally, Akira is only 2 steps away from victory, and the old man can do nothing to save his king. However, before he can play his turn, 2 men in suits drag him away. The old guy and Akira are at a stadium with a life-size chessboard in the middle. In the next scenario, the chess pieces represent humans who will perish with a single incorrect move. The old guy compares their situation to that of an Arabian ruler who used to play chess with his prisoners before executing them on the spot. He claims that chess is an emotionless game since players must occasionally sacrifice their own pieces in order to win. Akira must move a knight to checkmate in order to win the game. However, if he does so, the old man will murder his queen. Akira turns around to discover that the queen is his wife Kumi, who has been bound and held at knife point. She shakes her head, tears in her eyes, and begs Akira to save her. Akira now has the choice of winning the game or losing his wife for good. He tries to move from his box to stop the man, but a sniper fires close to his legs, informing him that moving will result in his death. The old man asks him one more time whether he wants to sacrifice the queen or accept defeat. He goes on to say that a true champion would think clearly and do what is necessary to win the game. However, Akira orders them to save the queen without hesitation. Winning a match is less important to him than his wife. Everyone is taken aback by his decision. He steps in front of her and spreads his hands, acknowledging defeat. The opposing knight approaches him with a weapon and stabs him. Finally, Akira collapses on the ground. However, following his death, the old guy smiles and claps in his honor. Right then, Kumi's hands have been loosened. She smiles as she looks at her husband's physique, evidently pleased with what has just occurred. Surprisingly, the man who died in the first round, Dr. Tomoda, the nurse, and everyone else Akira encountered during the game all appear at the arena, clapping for him. Then Akira rises up off the floor, perplexed as to why he isn't in agony. The knife he was stabbed with proved to be a forgery. The game was then revealed to be a ruse to get Akira out of his melancholy period and force him to play chess again. He'd been in terrible mental shape since losing the previous battle to Super Blue. As part of shock therapy, the doctor, Kumi, and the old man organize the entire game to help him recover. The elderly gentleman is the creator of Super Blue. He was irritated that his idea had caused a superb chess player like Akira to stop playing, so, to make amends for his error, he organized and funded the game. Akira had been playing with Super Blue, who had been providing replies to the elderly guy through his earpiece the entire while. The man explains that the computer was unable to comprehend Akira's self-sacrifice and hence malfunctioned. That is, he has finally won a game against the Super Blue. The film concludes with Akira and his wife hugging while everyone else applauds. The end. Please subscribe to assist the channel, turn on notification and leave a like. Thank you for taking the time to watch. See you again soon.